the Lord, what name fits you? And he said, yeah. Generations after generations keep praising you, yet no word sums you up. Then I asked the Lord, what name fits you? And he said, yeah. You're the hallowed one. Yeah, the holy one. Yahweh, the King of Zion. Yeah, the hallowed one. Yeah, the holy one.
The light bulb, personal computer, and the airplane are the top 3 innovations that changed the world forever. When the change came, those who embraced it made fortunes overnight. Those who didn't, well, you know the story. They lost their empires and were swept away by the merciless storms of change. Another sweeping change is here. ANQR is changing the fashion business in Africa. Embrace the change or be left behind. Are you a fashion designer? Or designers who are into making of wigs, shoes, bags, jewelry, and accessories? Baby, kids, and maternity products. Leather products. All made in Nigeria. You need to be anchored. Go to anqr.com.ng, click Sell on ANQR to get started now.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from anywhere you're watching me all over the world. My name is Oluwatosin Olajumoke Arojuju, the host of the Today's Women's Discovery Talk Show. How are you today? And now is the Sunday going at your end. We have been on break for the past 2 weeks, and as much as the Lord says that, see a man diligent in his work, he will stand before kings and not mean men. God also wants us to rest. So as much as we work hard, we should always take our rest seriously. And that's why we had to go on a 2 weeks break, and we're back stronger and better. So without wasting much of our time, let me just run through the adverts that we just played. ANQR is a website that sells everything Nigeria. So if you are a Nigerian creative or a vendor, maybe perhaps you sell clothing, ready-to-made wares, shoes, you build or create shoes, bags, weaves, whatever it is that is Nigerian. Fabrics, just get a shop on ANQR. ANQR is one of our sponsors. Get a shop there for 2,000 naira only, and you get to showcase your Nigerian products on a global level. ANQR is here to give your products that global outreach that it needs. And it's just for a token, just 2,000 naira only. If you're familiar with Amazon, Alibaba, the way vendors have shops over there and they showcase and sell their wares, that's just how ANQR is, to showcase Nigerian-made products. So if you're a vendor, take advantage, run along now before it becomes something that, something that you have to, struggle and kill before you get a space on the website. That being said, when we started, you could see a book titled, hold on, please. Just a minute. I put a book on the screen and there was a song that was playing underneath. This is the book, I Am a Living Testimony. If you have been familiar with the talk show, you will know that I'm a publisher. I'm the creative director of Other Creations, an international publishing and media company. And our publishing arm, we publish books, magazines, websites, and anything that you just need to publish on the media. That's what we do. And this is one of our recent author's book titled, I Am a Living Testimony. This is a fantastic book, and you just have to get a copy. It's a book for anyone who is suffering from any kind of disability. You're going to learn how to be resilient. When someone is dealing with disability and they have this kind of resilient nature, and she chronicled, the author, Bolani Rodeji Adeyale, she chronicled her life, stories like a biography right from when she was a little child, even before she knew that she had the sickle cell genotype, and how she was able to pull through, and now she's still surviving, living, not even surviving. She's a survivor and she's still living so boisterous, full of life, extremely energetic, and she's, giving hope to anyone who is living with any form of disability. If you want to connect with her, perhaps you know anyone who is living with any form of disability. She's a volunteer, and she goes around and, inspires people that are suffering from any kind of disability. The book is just 3,000 naira only. We are about to launch it. Perhaps if you want to get a copy and you want to read this fantastic piece of biography, get in touch with me. And it's just 3,000 naira only. You get your hard copy delivered to you anywhere in Nigeria. And it's also available on Amazon. Just type Bolani Deji Adeyale, I am a living testimony. Either you want it on Kindle or you want it on paperback, you will get it on Amazon for those people that are living in diaspora. So that being said, we're going to go straight into the business of the day, and I'm going to bring on our guests on the talk show. Let me put mine. Okay. Hold on, please. Good. Okay. Hello, sis. How are you today?
Fine. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Good morning, good evening.
I'm so happy to see you. Is your Facebook on? Something is echoing. Is your Facebook on? There's an echo.
Okay.
There's an echo. Like, see. Maybe if your Facebook is on, maybe you should switch it off so that it doesn't echo back at us. You get?
Okay.
Okay. So, before I...
Is it better?
Yeah, it's better now. Okay, it's better now. I can't hear anything. So let me just read your bio shortly before we get right into the business of the day. So Bertha Chidozie is the mother of 3 children, a business analyst, an alternative income route activist, a passive and residual income coach, and income coach, and an advocate for women empowerment and financially independent woman. Your bio is extremely fantastic, and your bio is a lesson on its own, and we can actually whip this interview around it.
All right.
But let's just go right into the business of the day. We're so happy to have you on the talk show, and you're one of those women that are very passionate about what they do, and I just had to reach out to you to bring you on the talk show so that you can inspire us and show other women who are working from home, boss moms, mompreneurs, on how to just be passionate about what you do, despite the fact that you're working from home. We are living in an environment, the place that we come from, Nigeria, there's this kind of hustle, and it's almost like if you're not working outside the home, then you're not working at all. But you have brought a difference to it. The way you talk about your business, the way you show up, the energy, the love, and the consistency is just mind-blowing. So we want to learn from you today, and I hope that you're going to unpack it so that we can learn from you. So let's get right into the business of the day. Number one question. Yeah. So sis, how was it like growing up? What kind of effect and impact did growing up have on you? So over to you.
All right. In fact, that's just a whole me that you want to unravel today. Anyway, let me just yeah. It's gonna be, if I enter, it's gonna be somehow moody, it's gonna be somehow, but then let's talk about it, because we need people to understand. Because I've met a lot of women who give me excuses from everywhere. I tell people, I say, you can be who you want to be, no matter where you're going up from. Yeah, sister, I grew up like I used to say, if you hear me right, you've heard me right about my mother. My mother is a single mother that trained 6 children.
Wow,
all right?
6 children.
Yeah, 6 children. She single-handedly trained 6 children, and that's why I still tell women, I say, you need to be empowered. Because I look back, I look at that woman, I say, if she was not empowered, how would she have done it?
How she have done it?
Yes, how would she have achieved all she did? Now, she was a teacher because she's late. Her blessed memory to my mother. She's quite a strong woman, and actually that informed me. All right. I grew up as a young person, the second in the house, and
Okay.
I watched my mother toil. As a teacher, back then, how much do they pay teachers? But she
Mm.
was struggling. She supplies things for some construction company. She does farming. As I
Mm.
am, I tell people, I say I'm not Ajibota, I am Ajipako, right? Because there's nothing, yeah, there's nothing I can't do. All right.
Mm.
So I watch her in the morning. She goes to the farm to farm because as a teacher, you have some piece of farm there, and each time she goes with me. All
Mm.
right. Growing up, I wasn't born with a silver spoon. I would tell people, but then I wasn't born poor. One, because my
Mm.
mother was well informed that we can manage whatever we have, but then
Mm.
she's focused on one
Focus.
thing: to get us educated, to
Mm.
get those things that we need, those need-based things that we need, right?
Neat.
My growing up wasn't fantastic, but it was awesome. Why? Because
Awesome.
I used to tell people around me today, anybody on my radar, I said, probably God prepared me, knew what would
Mm.
befall me
Prepared
before
you.
he formed me. Yes. Because
Awesome. I love that word.
if it wasn't for my mother today, probably I won't be where I am today. I won't be
Mm.
pushing hard for what I'm pushing today. All right. I
Mm.
saw her push harder. I saw her work harder, and indeed, she achieved a lot. My mother was the
Mm.
comrade. She's she actually speak for people as a teacher. She died at the DD level, that is the last level, director. All
Mm.
right.
Mm.
So she achieved a lot. While I was growing up as a young small girl, my mother would leave us because then we have they do TTC. It's not like she's a graduate, but they went to teachers training. That's what they call
Okay.
TTC.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
okay, okay. Yeah.
And now, when she decided to transition, like,
Transi-
let's use this word today. When she decided to transition, because you understand, I tell people, wherever you find yourself is not your last bet. It is not
Mm.
your last. Rather,
Mm.
you will aspire to move on. You will aspire to move harder so that you'll be able to do what? Achieve what your focus and vision is. So
Please.
when she decided to transition, she decided to enter what they call remedial courses in University of Port
Remedial
Harcourt.
courses. Okay.
Yes,
Mm.
she enter. This thing that teachers do every time they end of the term. She had to leave. She
Mm.
leaves. She goes to the campus to get her beard. All right,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and that's how she she transited to that TTC woman to a graduate today.
A graduate.
All right.
Awesome.
And
Fantastic.
and while she was growing, I was left with my other younger ones to take care of
Le-
them, to take care of the
mm.
house.
Mm.
All right. And from there, I started learning to be a woman. I used
Mm.
to tell everybody, say, if you come around me, even while I was in University of Lagos, some will call me mother hen because I will tell you this is what I do. I learned to be a woman even before I became a woman.
Became a
All right.
woman.
So
Mm.
my growing up was not awesome, but awesome. Indeed, I will tell
Awesome.
people it was awesome because if I didn't go through that training, it would have been, I don't know what would become of me today. All right.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I graduated, finished my secondary school. I decided, okay, it's time to leave. I want to change environment. I put in for jam. Like I used to tell people, I still tell people, push harder, push harder. I got the first jam, but I gave it what do you call it? Admission in Osusa Tech.
Okay.
Fadede school,
Okay.
political science. But I didn't want to do political science. I didn't want to. I wanted to be a lawyer. All right,
Mm.
all right. So I decided to go to do another jam. Another jam. I got into University of Lagos. But then
Wow.
But then
Wow.
life happened. Life happened.
Mm. Okay, we will get to
That
that. We will get to that. I don't want to finish the whole thing in one question. So we'll get to that. Welcome on board. I can see Pastor Nee. Thank you for joining us, Pastor Nee. Pastor Nee actually has a program named The Prepared Woman, and she has an event for that program this year. And one of the things that she thought was that's revealed to her by God was that some of the things that we go through as women, some of those hardship, some of those, stressful or events of life, ups and downs that we go through as women are actually preparing us for the place where God is taking us to. Because you never can, you don't know the future. So some of those experiences, they actually shape us in order to take us to that place the Lord has prepared for us. So some of those, the things that you went through, just imagine having to be a mother to your younger ones and people were calling you mother hen. That kind of builds resilience in you. And when you speak, when you write about your business, that passion, that resilience, it filters through whatever you write on Facebook. And whenever I read you, I'm always like, wow, this woman is powerful. And that power is coming because you have been prepared. It's coming from a place of preparation. When your eye don't see, nothing will shake you. As in, you stand, as in you talk. When you talk, power will come out from you. So that is from a place of preparation. Thank you, Pastor Nee. Thank you for that revelation. And I pray that many women will get to understand, being prepared as a woman. Some of the things that we cry about and we mourn and do self-pity. No, they're actually stages of preparation for the next level. I can see Sister Nora Ogbu. That should be your people. Sister Betha. Thank you for coming on board, Sister Nora. Good to see you.
Sister Nora, thank you for coming on board.
Oh, yes. Pastor Nee, immediately I was being prepared. Even before you came on board, my mind just went to you. And shortly after, you came on board. So thank you, Sister Betha. Nice to know a bit about your growing up. So we're going to go to question number two. Question number two. At what point did you start building life goals? All over the social media. Because, I always talk about the social media because either we like it or we like it. The bigger part of our lives these days is on the social media. You get to promote your business on the social media. You get to make friends on the social media. People meet their partners on the social media. A lot of things. As a matter of fact, I got reconnected to my husband via Facebook. So I'm not part of those people that will look at, is it not just social media? No, lives are being transformed via the social media. So yeah, so what we hear nowadays is, build your life goals, vision, this one. But the truth is that a lot of people don't even understand what goals are. They don't get it. It's alien to them. It sounds strange. So whenever I bring women, on this platform, I always like to ask them. And I've gotten answers like, I started building my goals 4 years ago. And I'm like, 4 years ago, it's still okay. Even me, I started building life goals. Are we in 2021 now? Okay, maybe 2016, about 5 years ago. So, anytime you wake up, that is your morning. And that is why I always like to ask women that question. So over to you, sis. When exactly did you start building life goals so that people can get to learn?
Like I said, I was being prepared before the time.
Yes.
But then we don't get it all clear. I will tell people, I say it's not all clear until you're in tune with what you are called to do, because it's a life of purpose. All right. It doesn't get clear until you are in tune with what you know. There was a day I put up a writing. I said, see, if I knew what I knew today, probably I would have been far gone, as in far gone. I had that mindset of pursuit because I didn't want to end up like my mom. All right. But then there's another mindset that actually had overshadowed me because I wasn't matured. I wasn't actually experienced, like I said. When I was in school, I had a lot of entrepreneurial journey going on. But then that mindset overshadowed me, that made me not to pursue my life goal as it were. Why? Because this mindset, I'm trying to say this to some people who think there's still something that they need instead of that which is inside them already. All right.
Let me get that very well, sis. Sis, let me get that very well. Some people are looking for something, and you know, because they feel that what is inside them is not it, right? Is that what you're saying?
It's not enough. Yes, yes.
Rather than annex what is inside them, they're still looking outside of them for something else.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Please go on.
Yes.
Go on.
Because the truth is that I tell people it's a mirage. This whole global thing, if you are not focused, is a mirage. Is a mirage. I grew up with people surrounding me. Yes. As I was told, go to school, get the good grade, and you get a job. Do you understand? And
Yes.
I felt, okay, let me pursue. If my classmates are on call today, they will tell you, I didn't look, I had a lot of entrepreneurial experience that would have forbidden me to become a great entrepreneur, even not looking for work. But then, because of that still mind that I was told to go to school,
go to school,
get good grade, and you get a better job. And what happened? I tell people, because I have aunties, uncles who work in a bank, it became clearer when I got the job that it was a mirage. It was indeed. Why? Because even if you have that money, you will not have time to enjoy that money. You have that time, I'm telling you, you work. I had to quit my 9 to 5 job. Why? Because I looked at it, I come back 11 p.m. As a newly married woman, my husband cooks food for me. Do you get? Then we didn't even have any child. All right. Meanwhile, I had what do you call this event managing job business right from when I was in Unilag. That sustained me well enough that even my classmates were borrowing money from me.
From you.
Do you get? But I'm telling you. But then I did not look inward in it. I didn't try to harness it. I didn't try to grow it. Why? Because that still mind is still saying, get your 2-1 job. Get your 2-1 and go. And I
can get a job.
I went to get that. I got the 2-1. I got the 2-1. But what
you got the 2-1, right? You got the 2-1.
Yes, the 2-1.
Awesome.
Now, they said, you must get that 2-1. Go and get the 2-1. When you get the 2-1, you have a job. Bank job is waiting for you. But then, when I finally got that job, I now have to, even one man was telling me, he said, sister, go and register this business. Go and register this business. If you don't want to register it, if my church member in Trem, because I attend Trem there.
Okay.
Do you get? I was not answering Uncle Bayo. Uncle Bayo was telling me, better go and register this business. I had girls who would do the ushering jobs. I get the connection. Yes, I pay them. I get my. Did you understand? But then I wasn't looking inward. I wasn't looking inward. So I was looking at that one that wears suits. You know?
Oh, God.
When I finally got that one that will wear suit, I leave house by 5 a.m. You know the Lagos traffic stuff. I leave home 5. I close. Even the official time is supposed to be 4, but you dare not close 4.
How dare you?
You dare not close 4.
That was a bank job, right?
How dare you? That was a bank job. Yes.
Okay.
Isn't it? You dare not close 4. When your boss is still in the office, you are closing. You don't dare it. There was a time I came back around 11:30. 11:30. In fact, the last camel that broke the last stroke that broke the camel's back was on 24th December. 24th December. I told my boss, I said I have not made my hair and I've not bought food for the house. Can I let me not come to office on 24th since it's party we are doing. Do you know what? She was like, I'm not serious.
They don't care. That's the truth. They don't care.
Do I see them that they are not married? I was like, In fact, I was like, oh God, my sister, it was, it was something else. And I decided, okay, no problem. I went to that job. I went on that 24th.
Mm.
Sometimes you will see on Easter day you are on call. They call you. There's backlog of we need to do accounting. We need to
Mm.
close for the quarter. You must.
Mm.
It is
Mm.
terrible. It was terrible.
Mm.
It was. So I looked at it. I said, okay, is this what I would do when I have children? Who will take
Children.
care of my children? Because another part of me is an intentional mother. I don't want to. I don't want to leave my children under someone else's care. So
Mm.
I looked at it. I said, okay, my first child. After my maternity, I resigned from work. I said, no, I'm not going back. I'm not
Mm.
going back because this is not actually what I bargained for. One, the
Oh.
salary wasn't even enough.
Mm.
It wasn't even enough.
Mm.
Before the month ends, I will collect money from my husband for tea. So what's the
You
essence
see?
of
What's the
struggling?
point? Mm.
What's the point?
Mm. Let's leave it at that,
So
sis. You know
that
what?
was just it.
Mm. Are you done?
So that was just it. I decided to refocus. I decided to
Mm.
look inward. I decided to
Inward.
say, okay, better. What do you know to do best? How can you harness this? How can you be able to take care of your children, give them that better parentage at the same time, make money and have that time and live
Mm.
your life at your own pace?
Mm.
That was
Mm.
when I started knowing my goals. Started following.
Goals. Mm.
That was when I started. It's not quite long. Not quite long. Sincerely, I decided. I said, okay, I'm going to sit. Let me redirect myself. And now
Self.
I tell every woman, I say sometimes, this transitional woman or this transition, the word transition has two sides. I tell people
Mm.
it's either better or you are transiting to the worst.
To
And
the
I tell
words.
people, will you
Yeah.
allow your situation? Will you allow your situation to make you transit backwards, or
Backwards.
will I make you better than I left you? All right.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I sat down, I decided to think of myself. I said, okay, sit down, give yourself some, even if it's a year, sit down and think and
Mm.
take another transition. Because the truth is that if you allow what has broken you to make you, if you allow it to take a toll on you, you are going to be pieces. But the
Exactly.
truth is that if you sit down and say, okay, I think I have the big in me, it doesn't matter what has happened, I can still redirect myself. I
Myself.
sat down, I
Mm.
said, okay, I took my time, I gave myself some years. I said, okay, let me even study my environment. Let me see if I can. Yes, I tell
Mm.
people, I said, I never knew I can be an entrepreneur, as in me,
Mm.
stand and talk to you on this camera like
Mm.
this.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm. Yeah.
I didn't just start, I started crawling. I started learning.
Mm.
Because the truth is that I want to be able to do it. I want to be able to make it. So I
Mm.
decided to push myself.
Self.
I
Mm.
learn, relearn, and unlearn. And
Unlearn.
I'm keep
Mm.
learning. I tell people that you can't stop learning until, because life keep teaching every day. You
Exactly.
keep reinventing yourself. You keep
Exactly.
doing that. Oh, look at what you've done yesterday. You better it. You keep
Mm.
bettering it. That's just what it is.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You know what? Actually, I got the part where you said you just wanted to wear suit. You see, it was this suit I wanted to wear that I waited for years without doing anything. After service, and I worked for a while in the bank, I left. I did some little businesses here and there, but I wasn't annexing it also. I didn't know that there was something already inherent in me that I just needed to tap and begin to unleash and be a blessing to my world. So does that same suit, that impression they gave us that without wearing that suit, you are not yet a career person. That was what, that thing diverted a whole lot of people. And I really thank God, because when I found myself and I began to build a business, I first went on a journey of personal development, and I began to build From the journey of personal development, I became an entrepreneur, and I began to, from there, it was my personal development that led me to building a business. From building a business, that was when I now transitioned into a 9 to 5. But I will tell you, as it is right now, I cannot wait to drop that my 9 to 5 and just focus fully on my business. I was listening to Miles Monroe one time recently, and he said that, having a business of your own is such a huge blessing. And if you are now working for someone else, even while having a skill or a business of your own, it gives you this peace of mind. So even if that person decides to lay you off tomorrow, or when they treat you like trash, your business is always there. You have this peace of mind that if you like, throw me out today, I have something that I'm going to fall back on. So the man said that if you are in that kind of situation, maybe you are still having a 9 to 5 and you have a business, just be patient, use that 9 to 5. Once you are sorted and you've gotten what you need from it, then focus fully on your 9 to 5. So I'm sharing that for people who are in that kind of situation right now. Perhaps you have a business and you have a 9 to 5. Your 9 to 5 is giving you depression. You don't have to be depressed. Just get what you want to get from it, then go back to your business or your skill or whatever, because it's a blessing. If you read your Bible very well, you will know that it's a blessing. Even in the Bible, the Lord wants us to have at least 4 streams of income. So business is legit.
Definitely.
4 streams of income. Business is legit. So if you're in the university and you get to watch this program and you have a skill that you're already leveraging on, my sister or my brother, just cherish it and build that business, because it's going to be like a huge, something that you can fall back on tomorrow in case the tide turns, and it gives you peace of mind. Just imagine you, Sister Betha, you're running your business from your home, you have time for your children, you're able to manage your time like you want to manage it. There's no wicked person or someone that is unfeeling telling you that, do you think are we not mothers? So what's my own that you want to go and buy food for your family? That's none of my business. So those are part of the things that one sees when you're doing a 9 to 5. May God help us all in Jesus' name. So let me move to the Pastor Nick said that no one should let me paste Pastor Nick's question here on the screen. She said, no one should let their situation transition them to being worse. The transitional woman should be forward and better. Exactly. That's what this program is all about. Women with a winning mindset. Women that will not allow their situation to hold them down. And that's why we are bringing amazing women on the program in order to inspire other women that are upcoming so that they can learn from them. So let's move to question number 3. In fact, I'm enjoying this interview and I just pray that we can finish it too. So, sis, at what point did you decide the kind of man you wanted to marry? And what inspired that decision? Marriage is something. Can you see me? Okay. Marriage is a very vital part of our lives as an individual, as women, and it has a whole lot to do with our whole existence. If you don't get it right, a lot of things can actually go wrong. So at what point, when did you understand the kind of qualities that you wanted in a man, and how intentional were you with that?
Okay, thank you very much. It still takes me back to my background. You know what?
Okay.
I tell people, I don't know, sometimes I pinch myself when I see things go wrong, or about women who say my husband is, or when I see men, in fact, treating women bad. Why? Because I used to tell, even recently I was telling my younger brother, I said, my experience as a child sometimes keep me at edge with men. Yes, sincerely. It keeps me at edge with men. And I so much thank God, because the truth is that a lot of African mindset, men today see women as just chattered and goose. They see us as I was going to ask this question last Saturday, but I didn't have time to do it. As liabilities. Sometimes you find them, they are the one even limiting that woman. Yes, I say it sometimes. So with my experience with my mother and her marriage, sincerely, I made up my mind. I said I wasn't going to let any man, it's either you. But then I was asking God, so I said, God, please help me. And thank God at that point, when you find out there is something you don't like, whatever you don't like makes you angry in your spirit. It makes you boil. So I decided to ask myself, I said, I want a man who, even if he doesn't give me money, let me be and be who I want to be. All right? Because yes, who I want to be. Understand? Not the one that I say I want to go to work. He said, sit down at home.
Sit
Not
down.
the one I say I want to do this. He said, sit down at home. I don't
Or the one
want.
that will block the road and
Yes.
say you cannot go out.
Or the one, a lot of there was just few days ago, Seth, I made a friend on my one group where they were talking about a woman whose husband, every time she gives birth to a child, 5 years, they will take the child to the sister, saying that the woman is not fit enough to train the child. I got angry. I was pissed. I was like, and the woman said, yes, it's true. Something. The man must be right. I was like, who? Okay, she's only good enough to manufacture
make
children.
babies.
She's not good enough
To raise them.
But then I still wrote some. Yes, I still wrote something. I said the woman also is a rubber stamp. For me, somebody should not see me as if I'm attacking or I'm trying to make.
No, you're saying the truth.
Be aggressive, but then I
You're
believe that. Yes, but I still believe marriage is supposed to be a mutual agreement.
A mutual agreement,
Respect
exactly.
for two people, because there's no lord over it. Sometimes our African men tend to go and borrow the Bible from different angle and try to match them and say it's tradition. No. I tell people today, I said something to somebody. I said, see, the Bible itself that called that institution of marriage, it said something. It said to the man, it said, love your wife as Christ loved unto the church. First of all, he knew that there are people who will not love their wife. I tell people there's what they call the action of give and take, or cause and effect. You don't just treat a woman like a shark and tell her to be humble. She can't. Or tell her to be submissive.
I'm with you, sis.
I'm telling you, you don't.
They don't understand it.
Whatever you give is what you receive.
Exactly.
What you give is what you receive. You don't just treat a woman, sit down, she's just good. You order her around as if she's nobody. Meanwhile, you are the one. I tell people, I say, Africans are getting this marriage thing wrong. Because if you read at the Bible says, for a man will leave his home, his family, and cling unto the woman.
His wife.
I'm telling you. So it is because of the ego, that ego in the African man that even makes a man to feel. Sometimes they will tell you, I married you.
I married you.
They went to the market to buy the clothes.
I married you with my money.
I married you.
It's my money.
Do you get? And you have a lot of African men who have this same mentality. I told myself, I said I wasn't going to do this. God, please, I want to run away from this rat. I cannot get this kind of man. Please help me. In my own, I started praying, I started asking God. I said, God, not the one who will come and see me as just one stranger, a man manufacturing machine. Like I told you, I said when I was working, my husband, before I come back, he has cooked. As early as 5 yes. As early as 5 a.m. he has put hot water for me to bath. He will wake me. But then I have a duty to perform. And I am human at the same time. I looked at it, I said, oh, this man is doing enough. All I do is wake up, go to work, come back and sleep like a log of food. I felt it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair for him. So the marriage issue is something I asked God for. I didn't want an African man. No, when I mean an African man, not an African man in the sense
I understand.
African man, but with the mentality of these African people who see women as just anyhow. All right. And somebody was saying something. Okay, look at the situation. They wrote in this group. They said, okay, A man bought, okay, the woman was complaining that the man buys property and use the children's name. And one man said, yes, that is good. The man is reasonable because women don't get address.
Mm.
And so, I'm telling you, and some now said, hey, it's good. Let her do. Before she will, when the man dies, now you carry it and go to another man and give another man. I said, look out. I said, this is why I preach, and this is why we are preaching a financially independent woman. I told the man, I said, see, if you have your own money, buy the product, the property too, and put it in your children's name. If you have your money, you won't even be bothering about his property. But then the idea there is very wrong. It's very, very wrong.
It's very wrong.
That you would think your wife, because you die, your wife is a stranger. He doesn't have an address. Imagine that kind of a person. And I can't even get that kind of person around me.
God forbid.
I won't. I don't want to have that kind of person around me.
God forbid. Wow.
You get? And someone again said something like that. In fact, this why I'm saying this is because of women. Women, we need to dress up. We need to stand. Because the truth is that a lot of African men see women as liabilities. And the truth is that some of us actually put ourselves in that place.
In that place.
When you talk to some women, they say, my husband is comfortable. He provides everything. Yes, he does. Are you okay with the treatment? Are you okay with the words that are coming out before they give you that money? And even if he's okay, comfortably giving it, one day something might happen. Sometimes I tell people, I say, I'm not building my business because I can't eat. No. But the truth is there's times of uncertainty. I have my confidence. I can spend my money. I can tell you, I decide if you give me shit, I can decide to, okay, somebody was saying something. Where would the woman go to? I said, because she's not doing something. She's not financially independent. That's why she will swallow these bitter pills. And I plead to our men, please, because the truth is that we don't know tomorrow. The table might turn. Some will say, I'm comfortable. I say, if God is blessing you or your husband is rich and he's providing all, he also would for me, I feel men love women. And sincerely, forget the mirage. When you see them clapping hands, they will not allow you because of their insecurity, because of their mindset. They feel it's their insecurity, yes. Because some of them have been told from childhood, if your wife has money, she will not respect you again. It's insecurity.
Insecurity, yeah.
Yes. Because if you understand that whatever your wife has is yours, your wife actually do what compliments you. You will actually allow her to grow. You will allow her to fly. You will allow her to do whatever she does. Because you find that the same people who would block their wife from going to work will see Dora Akunyere. They will clap for her.
They will clap for her. That's the irony.
The irony. So they will clap for her.
Clap for her.
Now, what do you want? Is it that you don't want it or you wanted it, but you don't know how to go about it? But then women should understand that, see, sometimes you don't swallow some things hook, line, and sinker. I tell people under my radar, I say, see, when I started my business, I didn't tell my husband. It's not because I don't seek his consent, but the truth is that I feel I understand him. He allows me to fly. So I didn't tell him. Some will tell you, let me go and tell my husband. But you don't tell your husband when you're buying this shoe. You don't tell your husband when you're buying the wig. And if you understand that your husband is that kind of person who has insecurity, why not try and do something that will actually prove to him that you are worth letting have your way.
Exactly. Let me come in there, sis. You know, some women, should I say they are weak, or they have been so indoctrinated that to take decisions for themselves, they have this kind of fear, and they want to take permission when it comes to decisions that can better their own life. I know that marriage is a union, marriage is partnership, but there are some decisions that you must make if you really want to make something out of your life. See, men will not tell you, and people might tell you outside there that you are being disobedient, you are not. See, go and ask men. I've heard men say it, that the woman is not ready, that's why she didn't do it. I've heard a lot of men say that when you're ready to take your life in your hands, you will not seek for your husband's permission. As long as it's not something that can destroy your family, as long as it's something that will better your family, if you know that you're married to a man that will stop you, use your sixth sense, use your wisdom. I'm not saying scatter your marriage, but wisdom is profitable to direct. Sometimes, if you are seeking for permission, it will not allow you. Let's be realistic. If you are married to a domineering man, an insecure man, it's going to stand in your way. A lady once shared with me that her father told her mother not to start a particular business. The woman went ahead. Today, that man is the one singing the wife's praises. If you see my wife, powerful business woman, is the one telling the whole world, even testifying about her to the whole world. Just imagine if that woman didn't take that step of faith. She's still seeking for permission. She's still waiting for the man to come and give her a go ahead. When you get to, God gave you that talent. So when you get to Baba God in the future, you will not ask your husband, how did you use your talent? He will ask you. He will ask you that how did you buried your talent because of marriage? Then you will pay for it. So women should learn how to spine up. We are not saying go and fight your husband or go and confront or scatter your marriage. No. But you know the kind of man you are married to. If you know that it's going to stand in your way, then there are some things, you move in wisdom. There are some ways that you will move. Then the man will just be saying, you don't need to rub it on his face or come and before me, now me they dear. Now, you can be humble and be doing some things as in to better your career underneath. You don't, sorry, your kids, right? Yeah, leave them. They are fine. They can leave them. Just let them be. Don't worry, let them be. So let me go on. So it's wisdom. Women, you don't have to be weak and be saying, when you were buying the wig, for real, did you ask his permission? When you were buying the Ashwebi, did you seek his permission? Did you ask for his consent? So when it comes to your life, you have to remove that weakness. Remove that weakness and stop saying, I want to take permission. How can you take permission to be great? How can you take permission to become someone that earns, that can support a family? What if something happens to that man tomorrow? How are you going to do it? So women need to learn how to stop taking permission to take hold of their life. Especially if you know the kind of man you're married to and you know it will stand in your way, you need to use wisdom. I'm not saying fight your husband or be confrontational, but be wise. At the end of the day, if he's a good man, it might be insecure initially, but if it's actually a good man, he's going to sing your praises. So that is how it is. And I really want to commend your husband, since better because of time. I want us to move very, very fast. But let me just quickly say this. I really want to commend your husband. You know, the part he played when you were working and you were just married. You have to leave the house by 5 a.m. You come back by 11. The man has already put water for you when you want to have your bath in the morning. In the night, has already cooked. Do you know that, from what I can pick from that thing that you shared, if he wasn't that kind of man, you wouldn't have thought of resigning on your job. Am I right? If he was the kind of man
yes, of course.
He was the kind of man that doesn't care about you, and you have to still cook for him despite having to go to work early and come back late. A lot of bankers that come home at 11 p.m. In fact, some of them will receive slaps. Then they'll still push them to go and cook in the kitchen. But because you have a supportive husband, you could sit down and look at your family like, oh, if I start having, you could make decisions, even though the decisions were something that you need, something had to give. But because you knew the kind of man you were married to, you were able to make that decision without looking back. And look at it today, you are the better for it. So women need to know the kind of man you want to get married to. Don't just go and marry because, oh, my friends are getting married, I'm getting older, let me go and settle with some. It's not going to be a good life if you marry a man that is a destiny destroyer. So you must marry a man that truly cares about you, a man that is humane, that has a heart for you, the man that can carry you. You understand? That's what marriage is all about. It's mutual. It's partnership. So sis, let's move to the next question, because of time. I know that maybe by 6:20.
Okay.
You want to say something? Or should we? Let's move to the
Yes,
next question.
there's something I want to say about this. You know,
Okay.
sometimes a lot of there's one video I stumbled. I said I was going to keep it till my daughter is ripe for getting prepared for marriage. It's from Fela Duroto. He said the kind of man you marry determines how well you go in life, your goals, how you achieve your goals. And I
Hmm.
tell women, I said sincerely, don't just marry because he has money. Does he
Hmm.
have your interests?
Hmm.
Does he want to support you? There are
Hmm.
three kinds of men you will see on this earth. The scavenger. The scavenger, you know, the typical scavenger picks things from the road. And
Hmm.
even if he gets a wholesome, beautiful thing, do you know what he does? He pieces it. It
Hmm.
becomes scrap.
Hmm.
There's another man you meet. That man is the hunter. The
Hunter.
hunter goes to look for the fattest meat or animal in the bush. What does he do? He gets intimidated. That's why he hunts and shoots
Hmm.
that animal down because he's intimidated. That kind of
Intimidated.
man is the man who wants that high brown woman. He wants that woman who is educated, that woman who
Hmm.
is empowered. But then,
Hmm.
the moment he gets them, what do? They become snakes, snitchy.
Hmm.
They devise every tactic to get that woman. When
Hmm.
they get you, now when you enter, the hunter's wife is dead. Aftermath of the hunter's wife is just she's dead. She becomes
Dead.
a shadow of her before. Do you understand? She no
Hmm.
longer becomes that woman who is a gold crusher. Now she becomes I was. Her
Hmm.
story, her history or her story becomes I was. I
Hmm.
used to. Do you understand?
Hmm.
Now you have that one who is a gardener.
A
I tell
gardener.
every woman, look for the gardener.
Hmm.
Look for the gardener. The gardener might be rough. The gardener might not have money, but look
Hmm.
for the gardener. What does the gardener do? The gardener plants the seed, tend on it. You know what it takes the gardener to prune the flower, to do everything. Why?
Exactly.
Because he wants the flower to blossom.
Hmm. Hmm.
He
Beautiful.
wants the flower to blossom.
Hmm.
Sincerely. And
Wow.
once you find that gardener, please, I ask you and I beg of you that endure. Your state today is not your last destination. That money
Exactly.
might not be there, but the truth is that the man might actually take you to that step. The gardener will tell you, oh, baby, you can do it. I know you
Hmm.
can. Even when you are
Hmm.
afraid, I know you
Uh-huh.
can do it. Go,
Mm-hmm.
go. Those who are doing it are not and does not have 10 heads.
Hmm.
And then I tell women, it doesn't matter the situation you find yourself. Even if you marry that man who is not the gardener and you discover, that's why we are talking about transitional.
Hmm.
Don't let it be your last destination. Transit.
Hmm.
You have every being in you. God
Hmm.
destined you. God has put every potential in you to transit.
Hmm.
Doesn't matter you. Don't let it break you. Rather, let
Mm-hmm.
it make you. All
Mm-hmm.
right?
All
That's
right.
just what I tell you. You can
Thank.
do anything. Thank you
Oh
very much.
yes. Thank you, sis. Thank you so much. Well, we are already late and ahead of as in we've spent a lot of time. So the other questions, but I really want you to touch the other questions. So I'm just gonna make it extremely snappy. Evelyn, welcome. Welcome on board. I can see you. Happy to see you. She said, the gardener is the best anytime, any day. I love that. Yes. May we not marry, may our sisters not, or our friends or families not marry scavengers or hunter. May they go for gardener in Jesus' name. Because really, a gardener will tend to you, will prune you, and make sure that you become the best and beautiful version of yourself. So we're going to go to question number 4. Let me see if you have not answered it. No, we've answered that. So question 5. Okay. Is there an experience? Since we're going to keep it snappy because I want you to touch all the questions. I don't want to leave anything aside. So is there an experience that you would love to share that we can learn from? Was this experience traumatic? How did you transition from this experience into a better version of yourself? So over to you,
Okay,
sis.
I think I've actually put it already in the question. When I was working, I had when I was pregnant for my first, and I decided to ask for maternity leave. You know what my office told me? They said, well, I can't go off for the weekdays. I should look for a weekend where I'll be able to go for this thing, because there's no time, no schedule for me to go. It actually pained me because, like I said, it wasn't what I bargained for. I thought it was
Oh.
going to be rosy, it was going to be fine and smooth. But then it happened. And at that point, that was when I decided, I said, after my maternity leave, I'm going. In fact, I wanted to leave.
Leave.
I wanted to leave. It was my colleagues that said, okay, you are also due. You're already due. Wait. When you go for your maternity leave, and when it's finished, immediately that day I put in my resignation letter. I said I wasn't going to go again. The truth is that I love my time. I might not be wealthy, but I want my time. So
Your
it's
time.
part of them. Another traumatic experience was my childhood. Yes, like I told you, I saw my mother suffer. I saw her go through hell. And you know why it pained me? Sometimes I want to shed tears. If I decided I just want to be a strong woman for her, and I pray God gives me that strength. Yes.
Amen.
I pray that God gives me that strength to achieve more than she has achieved. In the sense that my mother suffered single-handedly, trained 6 children, and she died. You know, the day I was dropping my last paper for final year, and my younger sister called me that my mother was ill.
Ooh.
And it actually pained me so much that I had to put her in the morgue when she died and come back for my project. It actually pains me till today. But then sometimes I tell myself, I said she did a good job. She actually bore a strong woman. A woman she trained to be a woman, not just a woman.
Not
Sincerely,
just a
that's just those are those things. And you know what? It has actually helped me in my life to transition. Yes. Because if I didn't see my mother experience bad marriage, I wouldn't have even have a mindset to say, okay, this is the kind of man I want to marry.
Man that you wanted to marry.
Yes. If I didn't see my mother run around and be independently and actually confidently train us, I would think every woman should relax and wait for the man to feed them. All that. All those things actually had made me who I am. All right.
Beautiful. Thank you, sis. So beautiful. So let's go to the next question. Okay. After this question, I'll just do a quick advert, then we answer the remaining two questions and call it a day. Who are the people? Okay, Evelyn, are you still there? Thank you for keeping on. And to everyone watching us, thank you for keeping on. We're so happy and glad to have you join us on the show. So number 7 question. We are going to release Mommy very soon. Mommy is going to go very soon. So sis, have you worked before? Okay, you said that already. So at what point did you become a coach and a boss mom? Can you tell us what you specialize in again for the sake of our viewers? So let's just do that quickly. So yeah.
Like I said, it has been there, but I have not realized it. But 2 years ago, I realized it when I decided I want to go fully into business. And I tell people, I said, whatever is paining you, like I said, whatever is pinching you, that thing that you are so uncomfortable about, it's what's your purpose. You are called to change something. Sincerely, I am a home-based coach, a mompreneur who actually talk about passive income. Passive income in the sense that a lot of us do not understand what passive income is. There was a day I wrote about my mom too. Each time I talk about my mom. I talk about my mom because she actually was my first point of experience. My mother was running all she was running, but she was not earning passive income. Why? Because she was actively involved. You know, the truth is that when my mother died, our source of income stopped. Why? Because she was doing those things and bringing the money. But, you know, she died. I still tell people, I say, have a rethink. When you're working, I'm not saying job is not awesome. Job is awesome. But then try to put something that will pay you while in your old age. Why? In times of sickness, death, old age, when you become inactive, where would your source of income come from? My mother died in active service. In fact, I told you, I said she was director. On her sick bed, her letter for director came in. And you know, my mother died in active service. They didn't, she doesn't earn pension. She doesn't earn pension. As I'm talking to you, even her death benefit, Abia State is still yet to release. We have gone and gone and did not. So you find out that why I am passionate about being a passive income a passive income coach is because I have experienced these things. She was bringing money from different sources as a teacher, as a contractor, as a supplier, as a caterer, but then it was her strength, it was her presence. And I tell people, any business that requires your presence will die in your absence. But why not put something that would, even if you're not there tomorrow, money will still trickle in. For the sake of your generation, for the sake of those who you leave behind. At the same time, I tell women again, I say sometimes, a lot of us would, in this climb of Africa, we breed our children and say, oh, use our children for retirement benefits. No, I am not. I am asking God. I said, God, please, one, I don't want to be one. I want to be that woman who, even in my old age, I will be able to fend for myself and even gift my grandchildren. Because it's when you don't have that you go and be disturbing your daughter-in-law. You think she has finished all the money. You think she has finished all the money your son have. It is when you don't have, you start badging on your children and start making demands from your children. But imagine you have. Then if they bring it, all well and good. And you know what happens that time? It becomes one that's, okay, they might decide, okay, mommy, I need to change your car. They buy it at their convenience. That's what is it. I am a passive income route coach, a home-based business, a woman who actually, I said, I am so passionate about women being financially independent because a financially independent woman is a secured woman. It builds your confidence. A lot of women in Africa are going through traumatic, even they are silenced in their home. They are going through pain in their marriage because they are not financially capable.
Independent,
they can't foot the bill. The man gives them rubbish, they swallow it because the man thinks he's the alpha.
The man threatens them. I'll chase you out of my house.
I'm telling you, there's this video I stumbled at. The Kenyan woman, she was in an abusive marriage and she decided to pack to go to her parents' house. And when she went, the parents sent her back. But on her way coming, she went to go and she and her children, they entered into a ditch and died there. Imagine how traumatic it was.
Oh, that's sad. That's so sad.
I said to myself, if that woman had been financially independent, she wouldn't even go to her parents.
Her parents' house. Exactly.
Yeah,
she won't even go to her parents' house.
Yeah. When life happens, she will go and rent a duplex.
Exactly.
And take her children there. There was another one, they said something. They said, can the woman does not have any source of income. The woman does not have any source of income. And you know what happened? I tell them, I said, because she doesn't have any source of income, that's why she doesn't have anywhere to go. Now she's dead. Now she's dead.
So sad.
I'm not preaching you leave your marriage, but then you must be prepared. You must have something you bring in. And I tell people, I say, men like women who bring something to the table. It is not, ask them. They will go to their offices. They will see that woman who is a hustler. They will like that woman.
They will like
now
her.
You come back home, you are complaining he does not. It's not true. It's because he sees you as a liability. That's why every now and then he's complaining. He's
Thank you so much, sis. Thank you. You've said a whole lot. We're going to go for an advert shortly, and we'll be back. Yeah, this is a recycling product by Eco Texture, and they're a recycling company based in Lagos. And if you can you see that centerpiece and the pillows and the decorations, it's actually made by Eco Texture, and they're one of our partners for the transitional woman. So if you want to get a centerpiece to decorate and beautify your living room, just their WhatsApp number is right there in the comment section. Get in touch with them. Their email is also there, ecotextureng@gmail.com. Visit their Facebook page, Ecotexture, and check out the beautiful products that they make. This is another one of their products. All the throw pillows on the chair right there is made by Ecotexture. That centerpiece is also made by Ecotexture. That's a Nigerian company, and we have a lot of super and global talent right there in Nigeria. And this their centerpiece is a sellout. People are buying it from everywhere in Lagos. So if you want to get in touch, the comments, their WhatsApp number and their email is in the comments section. And okay, another advert. Okay, bring it back. Okay. Yeah, that's the magazine is in the is cooking. Our magazine is cooking. Today's Woman's Discovery magazine is actually in the oven, and we're going to bring powerful articles. In the first edition, we're going to release the first issue of the magazine, and the first issue is actually the transitional woman issue. So we're bringing a lot of articles from powerful writers. We're going to showcase some of these interviews in the short parts of some of these interviews in the magazine. And just to watch out, the magazine is going to come out sometime this May, or maybe latest June by God's grace. So watch out and keep it locked until then. So let's go back. Let's just go straight. I want us to finish before 6:30 so that I can release you, because I know that the kids are right there and they want mommy. Okay, we've answered that. So we actually have 2 questions left. Okay, so how has been a business coach and a boss mom been for you, sis? How did you develop so much strength to keep showing up happily and boldly for your business and brand? I must say that I admired you, and that kind of attracted me to you. And I wrote down one of your quotes in one of your this thing. You said, I believe the African woman should be financially independent, because a financially independent woman is a secure woman. And you said a lot about that already. And I can see that you're extremely passionate about women being financially independent. Just imagine that woman that her husband sent out of her home. She went to her parents said, go back to your husband. Then while she was going back, they had an accident, and she and her children or child, they died on the spot. So financial independence is security for women. Either you like it or you like it, a woman must be financially independent. And you can make this you can become an financially independent woman right there in your home. And that is what Sister Betha does. So Sister Betha, can you give us a peek right into that again? Let me ask you the question again so that you don't miss it. How did you develop so much strength? Because you are very passionate and you show up. You're not a woman that somebody can just say, stay in one corner. You are very bold and you show up for your business despite being a boss mom. Can you give us a sneak peek? How do you have this kind of courage? Where does it come from?
Okay, first of all, sis, I hate poverty. Anything poverty should just go far from me.
She hates everything. All of us must hate everybody on this. I hate poverty. In fact, please let me put it in the comment section. We must hate poverty. Poverty is bad.
Poverty is a bastard.
It's
Poverty is a bastard.
Horrible.
You know what? Poverty makes you think more. It makes you insecure. Poverty, in fact, everything about poverty. Some people will say money. There was a day somebody said money is the root of all evil. It's a lie. In fact, poverty for me is the root of all evil.
The root of all evil.
Because I'm telling you, you know why? if you are driving your car, unknowingly you
Bye,
splash somebody
Pastor
who
Lee.
is walking
Yeah,
on
thank
the
you
road.
for joining. Please go on, go on.
And you splash somebody who is just walking with leg. Do you know the next thing he will tell you? Is it because you're in the car?
Hmm.
Do you understand?
Hmm.
Not because he doesn't understand that it might be a mistake. First, is it because you're in the car? Why? Because the person is embittered. Who likes suffering? Nobody
Hmm.
likes suffering. And secondly, I show up for my business. One, do you know what? If I make this money, I'm gonna go first chop am before I give anybody.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
understand?
Mhm.
Yes, you will first of all enjoy it before you can share. And I tell people, I say, okay, I also show up because of my children. In fact, do you know my main cause, my main why is my children. I should be
Hmm.
able to breed up children I didn't go to Harvard, I didn't go to Ivy League. I want to send my children to Ivy League.
Hmm.
All right. That's why
Yeah.
I show up. And thirdly, I tell people, I say, I am not just called to come and give birth, eat food, and die. I have
Hmm.
come for a life of purpose. I want to touch people. I
Hmm.
have two core main vision. Yes, I want to do. Like I said, I am a core. My core is I like what they call intentional parenting. Do you know
Hmm.
why a lot of people leave their children, husband and wife, they are hustling and they are running? Everybody leave their children at the mercy of unknown. It's because there's not much money.
Hmm.
There's not much money.
Hmm.
Everybody is hustling and they don't care what the children are being fed with.
Hmm.
I decided, okay, I want to still make this money, but I want to be available for my children. And
Children.
then my children are my why. My why is because I want to give them the best. I don't want to spoil them with money, but I want to give them the best.
Give them the
Because the
best.
truth is that, imagine I was reading Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala's profile. You find out that Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala did not grow in a poor environment.
Exactly. Exactly.
Her parents were not poor.
Hmm. Hmm.
They were not poor because if they were poor, Ngozi wouldn't have been where she is today.
Today. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Do you understand?
Beautiful.
The truth
Yeah.
is that I tell people, there's something I said, I am not running to compete with people, but I'm running to escape those struggles my parents did not conquer. And that is
Hmm.
what I am running for. And that is why I'm passionate about it. That's why I want to achieve something. And that
Something.
should be every woman's goal.
Hmm.
That should be every woman's goal because one, you are not just called to come here. I want to live a life of purpose. I want to live out my purpose for existence. Why? Because I'm not just blessed to be a blessing to only myself. I also
Mm-hmm.
want to be blessed to be a blessing to someone. I have
Someone.
two visions I want to, God willing. I want to build a school where both the rich and the poor can access.
Hmm.
It does not matter. It's not going to be expensive, but it's going to be accessible, even most especially for the poor. And also want to empower women because the truth is that I am called to be a blessing to others. And
Others.
when I see women go through a lot because of poverty, my heart bleeds. My
Hmm.
heart bleeds. Like I said, I saw my mother. I was
Hmm.
torn apart. The day my mother died, people thought I was going to die. But the truth is that God gave me that grace. Because
Hmm.
why? Women are going through a lot already.
Hmm. Thank you.
Women are
Thank
going
you.
through a lot already.
Not already.
And you find
Hmm.
out where they go through shit. They go through a lot of maltreatment because of they don't have money. Because of that
Money.
man thinks he is just the one.
Hmm.
The woman cannot have if so many women tell you what they go through in marriage, you will shake your head.
Hmm.
You will shake your head.
Hmm. Hmm.
Some don't, their
So,
husband does not even give them money. As in when I mean, they only bring money if some don't even bring money for food.
for food. Sad. It's
And
sad. So
tell me,
financial independence is
I'm telling you,
non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable for women.
it's something I tell
Non-negotiable.
women, I say, please, wherever you are, start from where you are. It must not
Hmm.
be strong, it must not be much. You must not wait for it to be too much. Start
Hmm.
from what you have. If you
Ah.
are the one frying a car, fry the car so well.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I tell somebody, I say,
Beautiful.
if it means me frying a car, I will fry a car.
Of course.
If
Of
you're
course.
selling groundnut, sell it well.
Show up.
That
Show up
money of your own
passionately.
is
Show
going to
up
give you.
diligently. Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
At that
you.
place of your frying akara, at that place of frying akara, somebody would, God will find you. You know, I tell people, I say,
Exactly.
you don't sit down. God does not bless anything. He does not bless
Mm.
anything from the unknown. Look at the state of Ruth. Ruth was told, please go. Go now. I don't have a son that will marry you. On a normal good day,
Mm.
if it's some of us, they would have gone. But you know what Ruth did? She went to the farm to glean. I
Mm.
tell, if she didn't go to the farm, Boa wouldn't have found her.
Mm. Mm.
Boa
Powerful.
wouldn't
So
have found her.
you must not give up. You must be resilient. You must be intentional. In fact, you must have a winning mindset. You must not take no for an answer.
I'm
Anything
telling
you
you,
want to pursue, you go
answer
after it without giving up until you get it.
without
Go
giving
after
up.
it and be
I'm
resilient.
telling you.
Yeah. So we're going to ask the last question, sis, so that I can let you go and so that I can also go. So what counsel, just in a short answer, what counsel do you have for women who are finding it hard to shift their goalpost from one point to another, considering the fact that a transitional woman is a woman who is not afraid to shift her goalpost from one point to another? So can you just give them a quick counsel? Women, you know, some women cannot
Okay.
move. They can't move. They are, once anything happens, they're just stagnated. They can't move to the next phase of their life. So
You know
please, what
what?
counsel do you have for
You know
such
what?
women?
You know what I'll tell them? One, you must let go. Fear is just the fear of unknown. It is
Yeah.
the fear of your unknown. There's nothing. God has deposited every potential in us. It is
Mm.
the only thing I tell them is start first. Start. It becomes clearer when you start.
Mm.
You will not sit in your comfort zone and find helper. No. Your
Mm.
story is somewhere. If you now unravel it, people would, okay, take for instance the amputated lady. Yes, she might got it through hook, line, wine and sinker. But
Mm-hmm.
then,
But she was still
for
showing up.
me,
Mm-hmm.
yes, for me, I don't think they have the right to seize her money. You know why? She was selling that pure water.
Exactly.
With her, she had every 1001 excuses not to sell
Mm.
pure water. But then
Mm.
she was selling pure water. I tell women, please, please don't give excuses. Does not breed results.
At
Fear
all.
is just
At all.
it's just where somewhere. It's just in our mind. It's in
Mm.
our mind.
Mm.
As I am today, if I tell you I have 1001 excuses to not show up, to not do anything. But the
Mm.
truth is that because I want to succeed, because I want to excel, because I want to be a blessing to someone, I am showing up.
Showing up.
Even when the no is here, don't take no for an answer. Push.
Push.
Push further.
Keep
Because
pushing.
the truth, okay, take for instance, Esther. If Esther looked at her background and everything around her, she wouldn't have gone to the king. But you know what
Exactly.
she
She
said?
would have felt so insecure.
She said, see, the truth is, for one thing I tell people, I say, it's either no or yes. And
Hmm.
if you get a yes, better for you.
Mm-hmm.
He that is down fears no fall.
No fall. Mm.
Yes, he that is down fears no fall. So why are you afraid? Try. If
Mm.
you take a
Beautiful.
bold step, you will be able to. Somebody will one day say, "Oh, this woman is trying." Okay, can God? Because God also blesses something from something. The law of
Exactly.
nature has principles. There must be
Mm.
something for somebody to bless.
Exactly. You cannot bless somebody in isolation. What are you
And
doing
so,
that you want the Lord to bless? Something must, what
yes,
is in your hands? What is
when
in your
people
hands?
were when people were hungry when he was preaching, do you know what he asked? I tell people, I said he had the power to do abracata food, but do you know what he
Yeah.
asked? Do you have any food or any loaf?
Mm.
My sister, is
Mm.
it not? They brought 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Is it not?
Mm.
And do you
Yeah.
know what he did? He blessed it, and there was more than 5 loaves, thousands loaf. You
Wow.
must up. You must come out. You must do
Mm.
something for somebody to say, okay, you cannot just borrow from the unknown. No,
Mm.
show
Mm.
up.
Show up. Mm. Mm.
Show up. Brace up
Beautiful.
yourself. Even if if you're going through thick and thin, even if you think that's your last life, even if you think it's the worst that has happened, I tell people I cannot take it is because it has not happened. If it has happened, you will take it.
Mm, mm,
If it has
Take
happened,
it.
you will take it. So
Take
what
it.
do you do? Look forward, because the truth is that it is not your end. It is not your bus stop.
Mm,
The better tomorrow is still there.
mm,
So it's
mm.
only when you say, okay, I've decided in my mind I want to move, you find out that the movement becomes easier.
Will
Every
come.
giant you see
Exactly.
today did not just start like that. Even the people who say Dangote did, if Dangote did not have that resilient and consistency spirit or pushing spirit, that money they gave him he would have squandered it. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of people have gotten more than him and they did not have anything to show.
True.
You
Mm.
must learn, because the truth is that
Learn.
it doesn't come. You must learn to follow the process. You must follow that
Process.
growth process.
Exactly. Process is key. Process is
It's
key.
key.
Thank, thank you so much. I know you have a lot to say, but because of our time, let's just leave it there. Perhaps we'll continue some other time. And if you are a woman who is a boss mom, mompreneur, a woman who also believes in passive income earning, Sister Betha Chidozie is a passive income coach. She's a woman who believes that every woman must be financially independent. This is the kind of woman that you need in your social media space. So I want you to run along now. If you get to watch this, just type her name on Facebook, Betha Chidozie. If you don't get the spelling, just check this video or check, let me see. Anyway, Betha is Bertha, then Chidozie is Chidozie. So type it on Facebook and just go read her. She has powerful and inspiring articles upon articles. She shows up for her business every day. She's the kind of woman that would inspire you. Can you hear what she said? She said, "He who is down fears no fall." So poverty is not even an excuse. And she said, process. You must go through the process. Process is key. Some of those women that you are envious of, that you are looking at on that you're looking at in a high place, they started from somewhere. They sat down and they told themselves the truth that this is my life and I have to show up for my life. So if you know you want to start showing up for yourself, you're tired of being a mediocre, you're tired of being down, and you want to, you want to ditch poverty in your life and in your generation, these are the kinds of women that you need to roll with. So connect with her on Facebook and let her hold you by the hand so that you can get to that place where you want to get to. So thank you so much, Sis Betha. It was a fantastic conversation. I am going to go and sit down and watch and learn from many of those things that you have taught us. I'm so happy to have you on the talk show today, even though we spent a lot of time, but it was worth it. And I got a lot of value. And I know that everyone who watched also got value. And people who are going to get to watch are also going to get value. So have a fantastic evening and have a lovely, lovely week.
I want to say something. Something. You know,
Okay.
I got to follow you. There was a day you wrote something about process. In fact,
Okay.
that was the day I got hooked to you. And
That was the day you got connected to me?
Very, very. No, I've been following you, but then I got hooked. After reading that thing, I was like, wow, this is just what everyone needs to learn. Because in this part of our world, people think you just stumble into success. They don't know what you go through. If you listen at the background, you hear my children.
Of course, I can hear them.
You will hear them. And the truth is that in the next, anyway, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but then you will understand what every successful person has a pain. They have stress they are going through. But the truth is that if you let that process go through you, if you learn it, you will. I tell people, if somebody gives you 1 million and you don't know how to make that 1 million back, you will squander it.
You squander it, exactly.
No, yes. If you know how to make it, because you've gone through that process, even if the money does, you can produce another one because
process is key. Process is key. It's a life changer. Process is a life changer. But nowadays, people don't want to go through process. Everybody wants to jump ahead of the cart. You
They
must go
want
through
quick.
process.
They want quick money. I have a lot of women who I see in my inbox. You come, you say, you tell all lies. My children are sick, blah, 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 and give me. I ask myself, I said, the truth is that I come to them. I'm not saying they don't have genuine reason for begging, but then will you resort to begging? How many people will you beg from?
Beg.
Will
It's
you
very,
resort?
very demeaning. It's demeaning. It's
I
demeaning
don't
when
say,
you
okay,
can. Mhm.
can you do what I'm doing? I'm ready to finance you. Can you do what I'm doing? Because the truth is that I started somewhere.
Hmm.
You now see them, they run. And that's how somehow they think wealth is not, it doesn't come like this. You must,
Exactly.
even the rich does not dash people money. They
Yeah.
don't. They
Yeah. You must
don't.
show them what you're doing. What are you doing? What have you done? What have you done? How can I now help you? What have
I
you done? They must see what you're doing. So
sincerely,
process is key. There is
it's
no true
key.
success that is built
And be
without process.
willing, and be willing to evolve. Be willing
Be
to
willing to
evolve.
evolve. Exactly. Don't be
The
stagnated.
willingness is the key. Be willing
Mhm.
to evolve. I said,
Yeah.
if you are not comfortable at where you are, that means, because discomfort is God's gift to human being. If you
Hmm.
are discomfort, you will be able to say, okay, enough is enough. I
Enough.
am tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Exactly. Exactly.
Please, women, I
Yeah.
urge us. I urge us. You
Hmm.
must not do what I'm doing, but you can do what something else to better your life.
Exactly.
No
Exactly.
longer excuses. Fear
No
does not
excuse
hold you. Fear, it's only when you step out that the fear will go.
that the
But
fear
if
will go.
you let it
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you so
engulf you,
much.
you will stay there.
Thank you,
Thank you
sis.
so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a blessing. And I want to wish you a lovely and a blissful week. God bless you. Keep showing up. The world is watching. Have a lovely week.
And you
Bye
too. You
bye.
are doing
And love
something
to the
well.
kids. Yeah. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Be good to mommy. Mommy has been good. Be good to mommy. Bye bye. Wow, it's been a fantastic one. Evelyn said, try success without process. Exactly. There is no true success without process. Without process, success cannot even be successful. Let me go motivational now. Success cannot be successful without process. It is that process that would help you to build true success. Because when you think about the processes, recently I was thinking about a process that I went through, and I was telling God, I have gone through this process, Lord. If you do this for me, this is how I'm going to do it. Why? Because I have learned through the process. So success is not something that will just jump on you, or it's something that you can just have on the spur of the moment. It's the process. Let us learn how to embrace process. And for any woman that is going to get to watch this, financial independence is key. So thank you very much for joining us on the talk show today. And I hope that you have learned one or two things. I want to wish you a beautiful week. Join us next week again, same time, 5 p.m. Nigerian time, 5 p.m. Nigerian GMT, and 12 p.m. EST. It's going to be fantastic. Have a lovely week, and God bless you. Bye-bye.